Okay. So coming back to my introduction, my name is Vishal. Total, I have around 10 plus years of experience into SQL plus Azure. Okay. So I have teached many of the batches for the Azure and SQL as well. All right. So coming back to the course content, it would be around 4 weeks of time, excluding of Saturdays and Sundays. Uh, okay, so it will start by, as said, Shanmugh, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. IST. All right. So, guys, as said, please try to join by using your laptops always. In case if you don't have a laptop, then you can join from mobile as well. All right, and try to keep your name so that it will be Ashok. You are saying something? Okay, no problem. Yeah. So that it can be visible and I can also able to answer your queries or questions, anything that would be right. It's like a more on interactive session. So any questions or anything that you have, you can always can ask directly to me. All right. And okay. So this course will, what are the topics that I'm going to cover up during the session? It would be like so it would be like hope you guys are able to see my screen.
Yes,
Yeah, we
yes.
can see the screen. We can see the
Okay.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for the confirmation. Yeah. So it would be more on the person who has already SQL Server database knowledge. For them, it will be very useful. Like the same part. So whatever we do as a SQL DBA, so we will same kind of things will try to implement in the Azure as well. Okay. So maybe you guys, most of the guys are aware what is Azure and all. So Azure is nothing but it's a cloud-based technology. So introduced by the Microsoft. So we have a different clouds. Okay. When we compare to the market, we have so many clouds in the market. Like we have a Azure and we have a Google. Okay. And we have a AWS. Okay. Many cloud providers in the market. So when it compared to the why we need to use only Azure, so many persons have these questions running in their mind. Okay, so what is the purpose of it? Okay, so the main purpose of the Azure is something like let me share the uh, cloud share market 2022. So we have so many cloud providers in the market, but the major shareholders are uh, yeah, this would be fine. When you compare, the major shareholder for the cloud is AWS. It is holding almost 34% in the entire market. Okay, it is like when we compare 100%, it is covering up the entire market. So the major shareholder is AWS, and then immediate next one is Azure. So it is almost 21%. It is not small. Okay, it is very big number in the market. And after that, GCP, Google Cloud is the next one in the market. Then Alibaba Cloud, IBM Cloud, Salesforce, we have a Tencent Cloud and Oracle. These are other cloud providers in the market. So it is almost 200 $200 billion. It is it is having the market value. Okay. So if you learn a cloud, then it would be very useful. Suppose it is very similar, guys. If I learn one cloud like Azure, so I can go and learn the AWS as well and Google Cloud. All are similar. Okay, all are similar, but the names may be changed. Okay, so here in Azure, If we create any like virtual machine, so we call it as a virtual machine. Whatever we create in the Azure, we call it as a virtual machine. When it compares to the AWS, they call it as a EC2 instance, EC2 instance. Okay, like that, the naming will be changed, and rest of the things are same. Okay, how it works, what kind of how to like how to provide the networking, how to view the things, everything would be same, but the naming convention will be changed. Okay, that's the one of the reason that you must have to learn the cloud. All right. Okay, so when coming back to the cloud introduction, so what is cloud exactly? Okay, so many people, they used to say cloud. What is cloud exactly? Okay, so cloud computing is nothing but we are accessing the resources, computer resources, through the internet. So that is the definition of cloud computing. So computing is nothing but resources. Okay, what is those resources? Your RAM, CPU, and your the hard disk. Okay, everything, memory, what are the related to the computer, that is nothing but compute. So in normal things, what happen, I want to build a server for my uh, purpose, for my business use. So what people used to do, so they will build their own server, right? And so once you build the server, where you have to place the server, you have to place it in a data center, right? If your application is 24/7 application, so you have to put your server into the data center. There is a lot of discussion on the data center and all. Okay, let it keep aside. We'll move to the cloud computing. So cloud computing is nothing but we are accessing the remote servers on the internet, manage the process the data from the local server from your personal computer. That is nothing but your cloud computing. Okay, so coming back to the cloud, we have mainly three types of clouds. In for every cloud, there are it has a three modules. One is public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. So what is a public cloud? So public cloud is nothing but it is available for everyone. Okay, so public cloud is nothing but it is available for everyone, and anyone can go and sign up for the services. Anyone can use the public services or public cloud. All right, so the best example for the public services, like I can say that public transport. Okay, so public transport is nothing but like your trains, your buses, and all. We call it as a public services. So where if I buy a ticket, yes, I can go and use the public services. Like this, in public cloud, when you compare to the security and all, it has a some concerns because public cloud is accessible for everyone. All right. Yeah. So then private cloud. So what is this private cloud? It is owned by private organizations where you will have a more security. So the cloud, the space, and everything will be given to you exclusively. Here you have a more security when compared to the public cloud. All right, so private clouds are like the best example for the private cloud is if you hire a cab or if you hire a taxi, so then what will happen, you will have a more security in the terms of when you are traveling, you have a freedom to talk or freedom, you can you wherever you want to stop, that taxi will be stopped. Okay, according to your timings, they will move. Correct. The same pattern, private cloud is it is it is dedicatedly assigned to you, and with the help of this one, you will have a more security. All right, and the next one is hybrid cloud. So what is a hybrid cloud is nothing but it's a combination of both private plus public. Okay, it is a combination of both private and public. That is nothing but hybrid cloud. So when it compares to the cost wise, private cloud is more cost because they will assign a resources dedicatedly to you. So the reason why you will have a more cost for the private cloud. All right, fine. Yeah. So in cloud, okay, we have a different categories. So what is this categories and all? Let's try to observe. Yeah, SaaS. So SaaS is nothing but software as a service. So what is a software as a service? Okay, in software as a service, what will happen? You don't have anything to do it. Okay, simply they will give you a software and you have to use that software. That is called software as a service. The best example for these SaaS models are like your Gmail, Hotmail, okay, and like mm, your Outlook, okay, and your Zoom, okay. Zoom is also best example for the SaaS model. So do you want to do any development for the Zoom? No, you don't need to do anything because Zoom has given a software and simply you have to use that software. That is called software as a service. In cloud, we have a three different categories: SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS model. In software as a service model, so the best example for SaaS models are like your Gmail, your Hotmail, okay, your Outlook, and also your Zoom, okay, and Teams chart. These are the best example for the SaaS models. In SaaS model, you don't have anything to do it. Only the cloud provider will give the software and everything you have to use it. That's it. Correct? So here I have given some diagrams and all. Just observe. In software as a service model, your application, data, runtime, middleware, OS, virtualization, servers, storage, networking, you no need to worry anything. Okay, everything will be managed by your cloud provider. Okay, so everything will be managed by your cloud provider. That is nothing but software as a service. All right, then next model is PaaS model. Okay, PaaS model. So and also we don't have anything to discuss on the SaaS model in the cloud. Why? What is the reason? Because if you want to use a suppose I want to use a Outlook, so simply you can go and use the Outlook. It is also one of the product made by the Microsoft, correct? So if you want to use Outlook, then simply go into the cloud and you have to utilize the Outlook. That's it. You don't need to develop or you don't need to maintain anything. Nothing to worry. All right, fine. Then PaaS model. So the PaaS models are like platform as a service. What is a platform as a service? So platform as a service, what exactly in platform as a service? All right. So you you have to maintain your application and data. You have to maintain your application and data. Rest of the things like your runtime or your middleware, your OS virtualization, servers, storage, and networking. These are the factors will be maintained by your cloud provider. So the best example for the PaaS model when it compares to the SQL, the best example for PaaS model are single DB and elastic DB models. We have a lot of to discuss on the single DB and elastic DB models. Now just try to understand what is a PaaS and SaaS. So platform as a service means you have to maintain only the application and data, and the rest of the things will be managed by your cloud provider. All right. So the best example for the PaaS models are like your single DB model and elastic DB models. Okay. And the next part is IaaS model. Okay. So what is this IaaS model is? It is very similar to the on-premise model. So what is on-premise model? The best example for the on-premise model is like I have installed my SQL server. Okay, this is my SQL server. I have installed my SQL server. So this is on-premise model. Everything I have to maintain. A database server application. Okay, everything I have to maintain. This is the best example for the on-premise model. Correct? In the same pattern, in cloud. So the best example for IaaS model is uh, we have a lot of discussion on this as well. Okay, IaaS model, how we have to build the SQL virtual machines on top of virtual machine, how we will build the SQL Server, and how to maintain it, how to give the networking. Okay, there is a lot of things to discuss on the IaaS model. Okay, yeah. So in IaaS model, infrastructure as a service. So what is the main factors you have to maintain? Your application, data, runtime, middleware, and OS. Rest of the things like your virtualization, servers, storage, and networking will be given by your cloud provider. Okay, this is very best example for IaaS model. Okay, in on-premise, everything you have to maintain, like your application, your data, runtime, middleware, OS, virtualization, servers, storage, and networking. Everything you have to maintain by your own. All right. So that's the reason why when compared to the normal on-premise model, cloud is cheaper than on-premise model. Correct. So where everything you have to maintain. Here only the few things. What is that? Your application data runtime and middleware and OS you have to maintain, and rest of the things like your virtualization, servers, storage, and networking will be taken care by the your cloud partner. Okay. All right. Any questions so far? Anyone having any questions?
No,
You can feel.
we are good. We are good.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay. So what are the benefits of cloud computing? So the benefits of the cloud computing is like, so when it compares to the cloud computing, it is eliminate the capital expenses of the companies of buying hardware, software, setting up and running on-site data centers. Okay. So you can you no need to build your own data center. That is not required. So your data center will be maintained by your cloud partner, and simply you can utilize it and pay for the service. Okay, how much you have used. Okay, pay as you go and no need to pay for the ideal hours. All right, fine. Okay, we have several cloud providers in the market, and one of the major cloud providers are, these are the major cloud providers. So Microsoft Azure, AWS, and Google Compute. We have already seen there how much market they have occupied. Fine. Okay. Yeah. So it is nothing but where we have accessing the cloud is just an internet where we use server, DB storage, and compute and applications through the internet. Okay. It is the data processing data over the internet. Computing is nothing but processing the data over the internet. We have already seen it. The example for the Google Maps. These are the cloud. One of the best example for the cloud. So if you use a Google Drive, this is a cloud provider. Google Google given the Google Drive. Okay. So when we use the cloud computing, we no need to worry about the maintenance, resource management, software updates, and capacity, load capacity, storage capacity, and most of the cost. You no need to worry about all these factors. So your cloud provider will be, they are the responsible for all this. Okay. It is a delivery of a demand, computing resources as services over the internet on pay for use. So how much you are using, pay for that only. You no need to pay for the ideal hours. Okay, that is the motto of the cloud computing. So it will be similar like this. Okay, so your storage, compute, networking, and apps, everything will be into the cloud. All right. So the main characteristics of the cloud computing. So what is the characteristics of the cloud computing? What type of characteristics that cloud will have? Elastic scalability. So what is this scalability? Elastic scalability means, so You can increase or decrease. Okay, you can increase or decrease your resources based on your requirement. Okay, you can increase or decrease your resources based on your requirement. Suppose I have a business, which is running, like from I have a supermarket. Take an example. From 9 a.m. to from 9 a.m. to evening 9 p.m. IST, my business will run. Okay. So during that time, I can run my server. Okay. And rest of the time, like after 9 p.m. to morning 9 a.m., I no need of server. Correct. I no need of server. Yes, you can run like this also. Yes, that is the beauty of the cloud computing. So whenever you want, you can use the resources, and whenever you don't want, you can you can simply keep it for ideal so that you don't get a more bill. All right. So elastic scalability is nothing but resources can be increased or decreased as per your requirement. Suppose I feel that on Monday my business will be more. So during that time, what I can do, I will increase my resources. Resources are nothing but your storage or uh, your RAM, okay, or your network speed, are nothing but your CPU. Okay, these are nothing but resources. So I can increase as per my requirement whenever I want. So again, if I don't want, yes, again I can decrease those resources. Okay, and the next character is pay per use. This is also very important one. So pay per use. It is nothing but how much I am using. Okay, how much I am using. For that only I can pay. So suppose I want a server for next 1 hour. After 1 hour, like right now the time is uh 7:36. By 8:36, I don't want the server. Yes, you can create a server right now, and you can utilize it for the next 1 hour, and then you can demise the server. Yes, that is possible in cloud. Okay, that is the one of the beauty of the cloud computing. So you can use pay per use, how much you want, pay for that only. Okay, on demand resources will be provided. Suppose you can demand your cloud provider that I want this much of storage, I want this much of RAM, I want this much of CPU. Yes, you can always demand them so that they can provide the resources according to your requirement. Okay, and resiliency. Okay, so what is this resiliency means? Okay, flexibility. When one server is down, your cloud provider move the workload to a different server without intervention of the customer. So what exactly this mean that? So suppose I have created a server, and due to some cloud issue, it got down. Okay, you no need to worry on this part. So your cloud provider will move your server from one location to another location, and without intervention. You no need to go and ask the cloud provider that my server is down. Okay, they will automatically they will take care of it, and they will make sure that your server is up and running. All right, so there is a you will have a SLA, service level of agreement, at the time of cloud purchasing. So if something happened or it is breaching above the SLA, then always they are always the Microsoft is they will ready to pay the penalty. Okay, that is also very important. Okay, so multi-tenancy. So what is this multi-tenant means? So the multiple users. Okay, any cloud computing resources can be accessed by multiple users. Each user or each tenant is separated from others. It is also called resource pooling. Okay, so it is not something that only I have to use the cloud. Okay, there are many persons, like right now we have more than 16 15 plus users, right? So 15 plus users can go and utilize the cloud, correct? And each user is separated. So it is not something that whatever the resources that I am created, it should not be visible to others, correct, as per the security guidelines. So that's the reason why it is a multi-tenant, and each resources can be accessed by multi-users, and each tenant is separated from others. Okay, so whatever the data that I have created, that data will not be visible to other users. It means that it is a more secure. You cannot view the others data. All right. And moving back to the advantages. So what these are the main characteristics of the cloud computing. If anyone asking that what is the characteristics of the cloud computing, you have to explain elastic scalability, pay per use, on demand resources, resiliency, and multi-tenancy. All right. So what is elastic scalability means? So you can increase or decrease the resources as per your requirement. Pay per use means how many hours that you are using your service, pay for that only. I will show you. Okay, on live I will show you everything, every point I will show you. All right. Okay, so what are the advantages of cloud computing? Okay, cost efficient. So what is this cost efficient means? So the cost is everyone can afford it. Okay, it is not too much cost. All right, so cost is very cheaper when compared to the on-premise model. Almost unlimited storage, so you no need to worry about the storage. You can, if you have, if you want more and more storage, yes, the cloud provider can provide the storage to you according to your requirement. And easy access of information, yes, you can. All right, so if anyone having any questions, please you can unmute yourself and feel free to ask me. If nothing, then please guys try to mute yourself. Thank you. Okay, so when compared to the cost wise, you can afford it. You like it is not more cost and all. Okay, it is a, you can easy to offer it. And storage wise, you will get a unlimited storage from the cloud provider, where you can like I want 100 TB. Yes, you will get it from the cloud. Okay, ease access of information. So what is the easy access of information? So any information that you want, yes, you can go and check in the internet. That is possible. Every point you can search in the internet. That is possible. Okay, and backup and recovery. So if something happened to your services in the cloud, you no need to worry of anything. Okay, your cloud provider has a backup and recovery policy. So according to the backup, they will recover your service if something happened. Okay, automatic software integration. So if you want to, if you want to build any software, yes, you can do it. Any software that you want, you can build it in the cloud. And quick development. So development, when it comes to the development wise, yes, you will have a very good experience with the cloud. All right, so when we start using of the cloud, you will come to understand so how to build the services, how to use the services, how quick we will build it. Okay, how if you want any information, how we can access the information, everything I will show you in live. All right, so we have seen the advantages. At the same time, every 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 factor or everything will have a both sides, right? Tail and head and tail, right? So in the same way, the cloud also having some disadvantages. I cannot say, I don't say that these are the disadvantages, but I can say these are the limitations. So what are those limitations? Let's try to observe. So internet connection, yes. Without a internet connection, your cloud will not work. All right, that's a correct thing, right? So how I can access my cloud? Okay, how I can access my cloud? So this is my Azure portal. So if you want to access the Azure portal, I must have the internet connection. All right. So without internet connection, how can I? use it. Correct? This is my Azure portal. I will show you tomorrow, not tomorrow, day after tomorrow probably. This is my cloud portal. So if I want to access this cloud portal, internet is must. Okay, without a proper internet, you cannot access the cloud. That is one of the limitation. So security concerns. Okay, few banks and a few financial related companies. Okay, and also like the insurance companies. Okay, few other companies, what they feel. So there might be chance of uh, there might be chance of data threatening. Okay, if the financial companies, if they use a cloud, so then what they feel exactly, so their data might be threatened by the, or they have the threatened from the cloud providers, but that is not the actual thing. Okay, so where you will have a more security, but few people or few organizations, they are not still into the Azure, they are not still up to into the cloud, because what they feel is, if I put my sensitivity data into the cloud, maybe a cloud will cloud can you misuse my data. Okay, like that they have a some security concerns, but that is not the actual thing. Okay, so whatever the data that you are keeping in cloud, every data will be masked. Okay, all the data will be masked, and you no need to worry of it. It will be complete 100%, your data will be secure. In case your data is something your data is hacked by hacker or something, then your cloud provider will take a responsible, and they will uh, they will give a penalty according to your service level agreement, SLA. Okay, yeah. So no control on resources. Yes, this is absolutely correct. You don't have any control on the cloud resources. Okay, so your cloud provider will have the full control on it. Okay, so we'll see it. What control? Few controls you don't have. Okay, because what is the reason for it? Because like they want to make sure that your service will run up and run for 24/7. That's the reason why few of the options they have taken away from you. Okay, so that is one of the limitation in the cloud. Okay, so it is depends on your cloud provider. Yes, exactly. So what cloud you have acquired, so what is the SLA that you have made in between you and your cloud provider. It's depend on the agreement. Correct? Yeah. And cloud types, we already seen it, public, private, and uh, private, and hybrid clouds. Okay, all right. So characteristics also we have seen it. Okay, IaaS and PaaS models also we have already covered up. Correct? Okay, any questions so far? Anyone having any questions, you can feel free to ask me. I'm going to stop my screen. Okay, anyone having any questions can feel free to ask me. That it will be open for next 1 or 2 minutes. It's anything related to your career opportunities or anything that you have.
Yeah, I have one query. Can we migrate
Yes,
on-premise to PaaS environment directly? Can we migrate the
on-premise to
databases
PaaS model.
on-premise to PaaS? Yes. I mean, Azure Sql DBA.
Yes, yes, we can do it. I will show you that. Okay. So with the help
Okay.
of, we have a different tools like DMA tools and all, or else we can take a backpack files. With the help of the backpack files, we'll migrate it. I will show you on live how we will do it.
I mean, is it any possible that lower versions like 2008 R22 directly? I mean, if it is a PaaS, it will updated versions, right?
Yeah, in PaaS model, it has always the latest version.
Okay, okay.
It doesn't have the 2008 or something. Okay, it could be always the latest version.
Okay. I mean, is it any possible to that 2008 R22 directly, I mean, migrate from a lower version to Azure SQL database?
Yes, 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 it is possible. We'll use a SSMS for it. Okay.
Mhm.
In SSMS, there is an option to convert into the backpack file. Okay. By creating the backpack file, we'll directly restore in the Azure.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other question, guys?
Hi, sir. This is Hari here.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hello.
Hari. Yeah, Hari, tell me.
Yeah. Will DP 300 level of will be covered here?
Um, yes. Well, it's not like Hari. Actually, what happened? Like if you want to complete a DP 300 or Azure Agent 104, we have Azure DP 900. We have many certifications. Okay.
Yes, yes.
In order to complete those certificates, what you have to do, just go and download the dumps. Okay, in Microsoft
Okay.
site. So most of the questions it will be from the dumps only, Microsoft dumps. Okay.
Okay.
So here, whatever I am going to show, that is related to like a real time. So how we will migrate the databases from on-premise to Azure and
Okay.
Azure to
Okay.
on-premise. Okay. It's a complete discussion on the real time, not into the certification kind of thing and all.
Okay.
So if you want to do the certification, yes, this course also will be useful. And at the same time, go and refer the dumps as well.
Okay.
Means will you provide the DP 300 like any certifications and that
Uh,
documentation? If you want to, I mean, in future, if you want to certify the DP 300 or anything else, so
Yeah, that part I will speak out separately, Shrikant. Okay. So
okay.
how we can do the certifications and we'll help out that part as well.
Vishal, can you share me the content of the course? It will be helpful.
Yeah, yeah, sure, Hari. We'll share that content with
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone other questions? And also, guys, I request everyone to please try to join by 7 o'clock. Okay. In case of any issues or any delays, I will wait 5 minutes. Okay. By 7:05, I will start the class. All right. So it will start from Monday to Friday. So in between, if any public holidays like August 15th or some any public holidays, maybe I will take a leave for that day. And rest of the days, the class will be from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. IST. All right. It could be mostly on the interactive sessions. If you have any questions or any concerns, you can stop me at any time and you can feel free to ask. Or later also, if you have any questions, you can ping me or you can have a message with me so that I can clear all your doubts. Okay. Every day session will be recorded and corresponding notes will be given to you. All right. So by tomorrow class, I can show you how we will create a free account and with the help of the free account, how to start the Azure. All right. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow would be it could be more on the demo session only. By Monday, we will start the actual classes. So for more information, you can feel free to reach me or Shanmukh. All right, guys. Anyone having any questions? You can feel free to ask me.
Hello,
Yes.
sir. Could you tell me what is the difference between SQL DBA and Azure SQL DBA, and what is the roles and responsibility of SQL DBA and Azure SQL DBA?
Yeah, that's a good question. So as a SQL DBA, your roles and responsibilities are like you have to make sure that your database are up and running. Okay, correct. You have to
Okay.
make sure that your database are up and running, and all your databases uh, must have to follow the security standards. Like any patches are got released, you have to apply the patches. Okay. At the same time, if any jobs got failed, if anything, any security breaches, everything you have to take in care, right? So in the same way, it is nothing but in Azure also, you will do the same thing. Okay. You will build the SQL services. Okay. And each model, you have a different thing. Okay. Each model will have a different. Suppose if you come up with the pass model. Okay. Pass model. So we have elastic DB model, single DB model, and managed instance. Here, you no need to worry of your patches and all. Everything will be taken care by Azure. Correct? So when it compares to the IaaS model, in IaaS model, where you will build the VM, on top of the VM, you will build the SQL services. It's moreover same like your um, SQL DB. Okay. So, but your services will be in Azure. Okay. So you have to manually apply your patches, everything you have to take care. Correct. So there are limitations. Okay. There are limitations and restrictions also applied. So we'll discuss that part. When the topic comes, you will more understand on how you can relate it to on-premise. I will tell you how it related to on-premise and how it related to Azure.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions, guys? Okay, if no questions, then we can wind up for today. Once again, thank you everyone. Thanks for joining. Happy learning. You can feel free to drop off.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you all.